How long do we as fans give Holmes and Campbell before we expect to make the playoffs? Next year. I expect the Detroit Lions to make the playoffs next year. If you can't do it next
Year
year,
three.
to me, that's a
Yep.
world of hurt.
Year three.
Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, like I'm along with you, Mike, and Curtis, man. I think year three is the year that we make the playoffs for sure. It just the only thing is though the quarterback situation. That's the only thing, because if we have a brand new quarterback next year, and it might be a rookie, will it be year three? It could be year four, but right now I'm going to say year three. I'm going to say year three.
Kurt, you definitely look like you want to talk about this one.
Yeah, year three next year. And to be honest with you, I'm not unless he has a terrible season. I'm not convinced that Jared Goff's not here next year. I think he'll be here next year if he plays decent and we get 6, 7 wins, 8 wins. I think Jared Goff's going to be the quarterback again next year.
Again, miss your question. Just repost it, copy and paste. I'll try to get to it, not being a prick. Do you think the Lions trade Julian Okwara? I watched something on it the other day. Do you see it happening? That's one of the players I've been mentioning all offseason that it's like, where's the spot for him, when it comes to Julian Okwara? So this one is interesting. Kurt, what is your take on this? Because I'm not 100% sure what you think about the Julian Okwara thing.
I did see something the other day that said that he may be a surprise trade or cut in camp just because there's a lot of competition at that linebacker. And with the change of scheme, there may not be a spot for him. And I agree with that. I would hate for him to leave his brother, but if they don't have a spot for him, you can't just keep guys around just because of the fact that you like them. You got to have a fit. And he played well at the end of last year, and you may be able to get something for him, sending him somewhere else.
Mark, what do you think about the Julian Okwara?
Yeah, this is a guy that I always kind of liked. I liked him coming out of Notre Dame. He's had some injuries, his rookie season, and he's just started playing better the last couple of years, especially last year. Like Curtis said, he kind of came on late in the season. I also read that he's been moved full time to outside linebacker or just linebacker in general. I kind of read that. No more D-line play for him. So he has a chance to win one of those linebacker spot. And I heard that it's possibly the Sam linebacker spot that he's eyeing up. So, or that the regime wants him to win. So I remember last year they had some comments too after the season. I think it was Aaron Glenn came out and said, Julian Okwara, he knows what he needs to do to make an impact on this team. So now they're talking about maybe possibly trading him or cutting him. So maybe he's not really doing what they want him to do. Maybe that's kind of like a signal right now, moving him right now, they saying, okay, man, you're going to get another shot. We're going to put you on a spot. Now you need to make some noise. If you don't, you're going to get cut or possible traded. I like him. I think he brings a lot of pass rush to a team that really needs a pass rush that we don't have. But, like Curtis said, man, if he's not doing what he's doing, and you just don't keep guys around because you like him. So
yeah, you can't do that. If he's not going to be playing, you might as well get something out. Now I seen this, Ben Diesel. I wasn't unable to answer this on my channel, but he's brought this on here. Lions, would you trade Brockers for Jets quarterback Mike White? Michael Brockers right now, is he going to make the team? That is a question mark. I do like his veteran leadership, but this defensive line is stacked with young talent. Kurt, would you trade him away for a better backup? Mike White would be much better than Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the crazy thing is the draft pick that we traded him for isn't until next year. So would I trade him? Yeah. Get some of that cap space back. I like his veteran leadership. Like you said, we have a lot of young talent, and there's a picture floating around today of the defensive line, and you look at this, and I'm like, wow, you're looking at Hutchinson and Pascal and Aleem McNeil, and you're looking at Levi Onwuzurike, how his body transformed in the offseason. He's finally healthy, and it's going to be some heavy competition. I said this on my channel last week. We're looking at the young players that we have, and it's a possibility that he just may not make it because they pushing him out. They were kind of pushing him out last year. They might just push him out the door this year.
And there is some really good young leaders, Ada Hutchinson, and if you've ever heard Joshua Pascal speak, he definitely seems like a young leader too. So if they could work out something like that, I would be fine with it. I'm really worried about the backup role because I want to win this year, folks. I don't want to just lose and then get the first pick in the draft. If Jared Goff goes down, I feel like our season's in the tank because the drop off from him to second and third string is horrible. It's absolutely cheeks. I have zero faith in our quarterbacks behind him. Great question here from Roger Gawardo. Do you think Kirby Joseph impact and improve the defense more than Okudah did? Mark Orum, do you think that Kirby Joseph could impact and improve the defense more than Okudah?
Well, yeah, 100%. You know, he just needs to stay healthy. Just needs to stay healthy. He's doing 10 times what Okudah did. And like Curtis said earlier too about Okudah, the guy that he shouldn't have even played his rookie season. He had that groin thing going on, but we took him anyways, and then we threw him into the fire. He ended up getting hurt. So yeah, Kirby Joseph, I think, I think he has a shot to even win a starting role here. Deshaun Elliott is a good safety. Don't get me wrong, but it's a guy that can't stay healthy at all too, and he plays reckless a little bit. He is a good safety, like I said. Though he played for Baltimore, and to make that team, you have to be pretty solid in that secondary. They have a high standard over there for their secondaries. But Kirby Joseph, he's a young ball hawking safety. He has a shot, man, to even start opposite Tracy Walker. So for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to say that too, because from last year, if you look at the safety situation from it is this year, it's night and day. You had Tracy Walker, and then you had nothing. It was so bad opposite of him, and so now that I feel like that situation is pretty much taken care of, and the impact is much more right now. I feel like if we were to lose, say if Okudah wasn't to play, I don't feel like the cornerback position is going to be that much of a drop-off. He's got talent, Melifanu, Jerry Jacobs, you have all that talent there. But if you lose a Kirby Joseph and you go back to Will Harris, man, that's a drop-off. That's a drop-off. That's like falling off. The part where in the movie 300 where he kicked that guy into a hole? That's exactly what it would be right there. He'd say, "This is Detroit." And be gone. Which is a better unit, offense or defense this year? I'm going to go offense. I don't see really any holes offensively. The offensive line, if it stays healthy, absolutely fantastic. I feel like the depth at running back is great. The wide receiver position is insane right now. We got a great depth at wide receiver. 1 through 6th is amazing, if you ask me. And you've got Pimpleton coming in here trying to compete for a spot. Tight end position, perfectly fine, again, if they stay healthy. And you got Ben Johnson running the offense instead of Anthony Lynn last year. There's still question marks, I feel, on defense. Linebacker's a question mark for me. So I'm going to go offense. Kurt, what do you think?
Offense, definitely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. The depth at the offensive line is really good. You look at that, this is the starters. You got the backups that played pivotal roles last year. They got plenty of playing time last year. You look at Evan Brown. You look at Mal Nelson. Those guys played ton of snaps last year in backup roles. So they have experience, some game experience. So it's not a big drop off in the offensive line when those guys come in. And like you said, you look at the wide receiver position. If you look at St. Brown's rookie year, and then what we have potentially coming in with Williams, J-Mo, when he gets healthy, man, we can blow the doors off some guys. You know what I'm saying? With the running game, Jay Swag Daddy lost a bunch of weight this year. I think he lost like 20 pounds coming in at the age of 27. He's ready to rock, man. Cut his dreads down. I guess he wanted to get some some of that drag and get him running a little bit faster, add some speed to that power he has. And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the offensive side of the ball. I'm interested to see how creative Ben Johnson can be as a pass, in the passing game, and how you can mix it up with the run and the pass. And you got DeAndre Swift coming back; he's healthy. The offense is looking great. Like you said, I still have some questions at linebacker and at safety with who's going to start opposite Tracy Walker, and so those are my guys. Those positions worry me on the defensive side of the ball.
I got a question for everybody in the chat. Are you subscribed to this channel, Lions Nation Unite? We're almost to 2,000 subscribers. If you have not subscribed, you're nuts. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 2,000. Whether you're watching right now or after the fact, smash that subscribe button. Also, hit that like button. Let's get to 75. 131 in the building. I think we can get 10 more as it just jumped to 65. Hashtag Lions Brockers for Gardner Minshew or Joe Flacco. I'd do it for Gardner Minshew. Younger player, starting. He's got a little bit of legs. I'd definitely do that trade right there for the Lions if they're wanting to get a backup guy. Because I'd be convinced if Jared Goff goes down, Gardner Minshew would do a much better job than Tim Boyle or David Blau. In my mind, I've seen more than enough from Goff to say he's not the franchise quarterback. Small hands, completely immobile, no deep ball, turns the ball over. Let's go ahead and really split this audience right now in half, folks, and talk about Jared Goff. Mark Orum, do you believe in Jared Goff? Is that your quarterback?
Believe is a big word. You know, I'm willing to give him a chance. I just did a video on this. And my thoughts about Goff. I'll kind of break it down as fast as I can. We can't look at the situation with Goff without looking at the first half of the season and then the second half of the season. You have to look at it. He was absolutely terrible in the first half. He did have a couple of decent games off against San Fran and Green Bay right off the hop through 5 touchdowns, couple picks, you know, and then after that, those next 6-7 games were absolutely terrible. Then a bunch of things happened. Josh Reynolds came into the building. Ben Johnson got promoted from tight ends coach to passing attack coordinator. Anthony Lynn got demoted. Dan Campbell started calling him plays, and with Ben Johnson drawing up plays. And then all of a sudden, Jared Goff he threw 11 touchdowns, 2 picks, wasn't fumbling the ball. He had a swagger to him. He was confident. He looked like a top 10 quarterback. He really did. Like, you know, people can laugh at that, but he played extremely well the last 5-6 games of the year. So he kind of like, I'm not going to say he won my heart over and I'm a Goff believer, but I think he deserves a second chance. The small hands thing, that's played out. I think it's played out. He does need to control the ball, though. He does need to secure it tightly, just like any other quarterback in the NFL. And he needs to stop throwing picks. And he did that at the end of the year. So do I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback? I'm still on the fence with it. I just think he does deserve a second shot with this regime. And they built around him. They brought J-Mo in. They brought DJ Chark. Goff can throw the ball downfield. He did do that at the end of the year. So that's a little bit not true, too, saying that about him. So he does need to clean up a lot of his things, though, but let's give him a shot, man. Franchise quarterback, I don't know yet, but let's give him a shot.
Perfect.